Hey all, Brent here with your anime and manga news for the rather long 2 weeks ending October 25th, 2009. And yes, that's right, I'm not in my normal digs, I'm out on the road this week. So wanted to catch up from the last 2 weeks of manga and anime news. Should be back to regular shows next week, don't worry. The new Astro Boy film premiered at a low number 6 in the US, bringing in a mere $7 million in its opening weekend. Poor Astro Boy. However, you can read Frederick L. Schultz's quite positive review on the New York Times website, nytimes.com. It's the fourth comment on there, and I got a link to it on our blog, otakunovideo.net/blog. Fred Schultz translated the manga of Astro Boy, so he's big guy, and like a personal friend of Tezuka. Amazing. So that's cool. That's out there. Also in anime film news, Ponyo has now made a full $15 million in U.S. Theaters. Very good for it. Separately, the film's American producer has announced that Ponyo will hit American DVD in March of 2010. A lot of things will be hitting DVD in March of 2010, including Gundam Unicorn. We have some more details on that. It'll be a 6-episode OVA, released on both DVD and Blu-ray. Now get this. The Blu-ray will have English and Japanese dubs, and subtitles in Japanese, English, French, Spanish, and Chinese, which I assume means Mandarin and Cantonese. The DVD, however, will only have the Japanese dub and optional English subtitles, so pretty basic. This is a simultaneous worldwide release directly from Bandai, and the first episode will be released March 12th, 2010, so only a few months away. And that episode is set 3 years after the end of Char's counterattack in the UC timeline of Gundam. In other mecha news, Bandai has announced that the last ever Votoms anime, an OVA this time, will be released starting March 26th, 2010. Votoms was like the other serious mecha anime franchise from the 80s and 90s. No word on exactly why they're killing Votoms, although it hasn't really been there at all for quite a while. What has been Kiddy Grade, the surprisingly popular show from, I think, 2002. There's a sequel coming out with a rather odd name, Kiddy Girl-and. Girl-and. It's now available on YouTube, kinda. Kadokawa is placing each episode raw on YouTube for precisely the 24 hours after the episode airs in Japan. Then they're pulling the episode. So episode airs in Japan, it's on YouTube for 24 hours, and it's gone. And of course, there'll be no illegal copies of it anywhere. It's weird. What's not so weird and is rather cool, Kotobukiya, the highly respected Japanese model kit maker, has launched an English website in the interest of expanding their U.S. presence. Head on over to kotous.com for beauty shots and the ability to actually physically order their beautiful model kits of characters from Evangelion, Dead or Alive, Gurren Lagann, to Aramujutsu no Index, Shuffle, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and others. Very, very cool. You've probably recognized and you've probably seen these model kits before. Other big news, Viz has announced they'll release the first volume of Rumiko Takahashi's latest work, Rin-ne, on October 20th. Takahashi made some things called Inuyasha, if you've heard of that, Ranma 1/2, if you've heard of that. Fairly big. So it's already out, October 20th, so go get it. It's the latest thing from the goddess of manga. Do you love manga? Do you love it so much that it's your preferred medium? Would you like to get your world news in manga form? Well, you're in luck. The Japanese-only Manga no Shimbun will give that to you, and according to ANN, plans to translate its works into English and French and Korean, starting in about 6 months. It's going to take a while for them to get there. You can go now to newsmanga.com, that's newsmanga.com, and see what they have already. It's all in Japanese, but you can certainly see the manga. Basically, every day they post 3 short manga, they're 2 pages each, about some news item. And I'll tell you, you have not lived until you have seen Steve Jobs and President Obama in manga form. Very interesting. And also the different manga forms. It's quite unusual. But it does look quite polished. I mean, good stuff. And if you love manga that much, you'll adore the newly announced plans for the Tokyo International Manga Library, planned for 2014, and hopefully home to 2 million items. Well, that includes things like cells and regular books and stuff like that. But planned to be a very, 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 very large library and museum of manga. There's already something kind of like that down in Kyoto, although it's more of a traditional library. Meanwhile, and finally, several anime fan favorites will be given awards in the next Digital Content Grand Prix. Mamoru Hosoda, director of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, will get an award, as will Kyoto Animation, who did Haruhi, Lucky Star, K-On! And the full-size Gundam statue in Odaiba will also be getting an award just for being so cool. So that's all the news fit to print this week. Until next week, stand up to the victory. See ya.